So guys, the first pro matches on train were played, and today we're having a look at them and see what the teams were doing. A few days ago I posted a video on how I think the new update affected the map, and I want to check how it played out in real matches. For the next few weeks we are trying to become absolute legends on this map because it's a new map and there's no reason for us to not be ahead of the curve. If you also want to become a train legend, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss anything, and don't forget about my coaching giveaway where you can win a free coaching session with me. Just join my Discord, check out the coaching channel and submit your information. Good luck. So the area on B above Popdog was something that a lot of people talked about after the recent update, and we wanted to see how this actually plays out. So let's have a look. So as expected, the T's had to come up with a solution for any city that's trying to push up the lower ramp. And this is one way to do it. You smoke the upper ramp and then you molly the lower ramp, and then you kind of try to dodge here on the left side, and if no flash is coming, you just jump down here. And you can kind of do the same thing with the smoke and the molly, but you can also run on the left side here to make sure that you're in a good position to try to catch anyone that's trying to make it towards Popdog. Because something that I said in my recent video was that if the T's are not using an additional nade on top of the Molotov, the CT can actually make it through the molly, as you can see, and take very little damage and then make it into the Popdog area here on the left side and stop the T's from taking the control early on. However, as a CT, you need to make sure that you're not wasting any time because you want to be as fast as you possibly can. Because if you're a little bit slow and get stuck on one corner or maybe pull out your nade, then the T will actually be fast enough to catch you while you're crossing on the left side. So I think this means that the initial statement of the first video stays true, and you have to use an additional nade in order to stop the CTs from pushing up here, like so. However, I still think that there are ways to counter it, maybe with a flash like this, and then maybe you wait out for the nade and then you go out, or you're just willing to take the damage and look for a fight. And you can have one of your connector players throw an easy molly like this for you in order to make it easier for you on the right side, because then no one can be here. And then you have way more time to just make it towards the Popdog area. We're gonna have to see how this develops. And by the way, if you don't use any nades, you're gonna get demolished like this. Don't do that. For the mid area, it seems to be that the CTs put a lot of emphasis on trying to fight for the area that's in front of team main. They put a lot of resources in, and this was true in both of the games. As you can clearly see, both teams put a lot of energy and resources into trying to gain control over here, even breaking up smokes so they can get close. I like the Spirit version quite a lot because they were also using an additional smoke for team main, which makes it a little bit easier to fight around the red train because you're then not exposed to anyone that's sitting in team main trying to hold you. And the way they did that is they just had one guy coming inside of this corner and then just do a simple walk and jump throw. However, I think you can still do it like so, where you just have a look at this electric thing here, like the AC, and you just bounce it off the wall. I think it's a little bit easier, and you also don't force anyone to be standing here inside of this corner. So two players can be earlier in this area, so you might have someone that wants to flash or help to spam the smoke in order to prevent the T's from coming out. If you do have someone that wants to go through the gate smoke, a really cool move that you can do is have one of your connector players break open the sandwich smoke, and then you can go for a quick peek like this. Usually what happened after the CTs had making sure that the T's are not coming out T main, they tried to take deeper control of T main, so maybe with a smoke or a molly. But one thing that seems to occur that is kind of the counter from the T side against that is that they play really slow, and then they methodically clear out all of these positions and force the CTs back a little bit, and then there are not many positions where the CT can play from, and then they have to do like one and done spots where it's really easy for the T's to just trade out the players, and anyone that's rotating from the B side gets stuck around the bomb side, which is not really a great position for the CTs to be in, and then it's just kind of claustrophobic, and the T's can just close out on the remaining players that hide on the side. If the T's want to play a little bit faster, they're going to use these two smokes, one sandwich smoke and one gate smoke, and then they will try to make it out of T main, and they will have this Molotov here in the corner so no one can be peeking them from there, and then they slowly work their way up towards the corner here. And then as you can see, there's a possibility for anyone to sneak through the sandwich smoke and then just get into a great position to fight anyone that's sitting maybe on the bomb side. And as you can see, this can be a very powerful move to wrap anyone that's playing in front of Popdog, and especially if you have teammates that later on then wrap towards the electric, it leaves very little position for the CTs to play in, making it quite a powerful hit on the A side. If the CTs feel like the Ts are coming out teammate too fast, they just dump more utility, especially HEs, towards this area, and then it's kind of hard for the Ts to come out early. However, there's a pretty simple way to counter that for the Ts. They just wait out the initial nades, and then they just pop through the smoke with a flash, and then the CTs will be kind of wide in the open, and then it's easier for the Ts to come out and just look for the kills on the A side. And I think the best way to do it is by using an additional smoke towards Popdog, because once the guys on team main get flashed out, they don't have to worry about this anymore, because in these type of round it's actually really dangerous if the CTs decide to push Pop early, because then they are inside of your back. So smoking it off just makes it a little bit easier for your teammates to get out and focus on the players that are playing around the bomb site or close red. In terms of what smokes you have to learn, I think the most important one is the instant sandwich smoke. Yes, you can do instant connector or gate as well, but this is really not necessary. The only thing that is really important is that the sandwich smoke is open fast enough, so any CT that's coming towards the gate area is not allowed to peek you before you're coming out. I will show you all of these smokes at the end of the video. For the Ivy position, it's kind of low action as it used to be. There will be some occasional pushes from the CT, and sometimes they can get a little bit dangerous because there is this truck here on the left side that covers them quite a lot, so they can get pretty close, but you just have to be aware of that and just be ready. For the T side, you have to balance out your presence a little bit. What I mean by that is that you make sure that in some rounds you actually put some pressure onto the Ivy position, so they cannot just leave it alone, because usually CTs won't have any player early on there anyways, and he will just start helping his teammates on the A side and then take over Ivy, and you don't want him to be super free the entire match. So what you can do, you can bring in some rounds where you just lurk up while your teammates are coming out here and then just try to look for a pick. Or you can also send your AWPer and a teammate there, and then they try to make something happen, maybe get a pick, and then try to scale up onto the Ivy area, maybe use some utility to force the CTs back, and therefore putting pressure onto the Ivy player. So yeah, I think most of the things we expected came true. It's obviously very early on and the meta still has to develop, but this should help you to get a general understanding of the map. Lastly, I want to show you some nades you should know and some little plays and secrets you can abuse inside of your games. For the instant sandwich smokes, you can do them from these 4 spawns here. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the first spawn here on the left side, just have a look at this tiny dark spot that's sticking out and then just do a simple jump throw. Easy peasy. For the second one to the right of it, just have a look at this metal bar here, aim in the middle, and then again simple jump throw. For the third one here in the corner, just have a look at this B letter and then just aim in the middle above it, simple jump throw again. And for the last one back here, you just want to have a look at these 2 lines, aim in the middle of them and then just go down a little bit, and again simple jump throw. And these are going to be your perfect smokes for sandwich. Easy peasy. If you want to get a graphic that shows all of the lineups so you can use it on your phone or a second monitor, just check out my Discord. For the back 6 molly or the hell molly, I can give you a small tip. Just make sure that you're looking at this region here, and then what you do, you jump, and while you're mid-air, you already turn your mouse, and then once you land, you just have to run forward and can release the molly. If you've ever taken Popdog Control and now you're waiting for your teammates on T main or from B to get ready, use the setup way of one guy standing in the back and one close here in the corner, because then when the CTs flash themselves into, the first guy's not gonna get blind and you get an easy kill. If you're playing an off angle behind electric, you need to really be aware of the fact that your shadow is actually showing on the wall, and anyone that's sitting and pop can see that and just wait for you to peek. One thing I want you to know is that if any CT tries to defuse the bomb from this position, you can just position yourself on the left side of this window here, aim like so, make sure that you're hitting this part of the wall, walk forward and release your molly, and it's going to be a perfect molly for anyone that's trying to defuse. But you can also just jump on top of the railing here, have a look at the second stair, and then just totally spam anyone that's trying to defuse the bomb. Because body hits will do about 8 damage and headshots do about 30 damage, which is quite a lot. And one more easy sneaky play that you can do if you want to come out upper ramp, you can just get into this corner right here, have a look at this line, aim a little bit below it, and then just release your smoke. And this will give you a smoke like this, which will also completely bloom down. And this means that you can actually just flash yourself through and then just drop down here and make it towards oil. And since you're falling through the smoke, anyone that's standing here will not be able to see you. And obviously anyone that's playing back here will also not be able to see you falling down. Try it out in your next game. So yeah, guys, that's about it for the video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like. If you made it this far, leave me a comment with the hashtag TrainNerd in the comment section below. And don't forget about my coaching giveaway, and feel free to join the Discord and just start talking. Wish you guys a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.